One day, an animal court was established deep in the forest. Almost all the animals were together to watch the court that day. Lady Chicken was at the desk to write complaints one by one and wore her glasses so as not to make any mistakes. The trial of the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf, she wrote on the paper in front of her. At that time, everyone was excitedly waiting for the judge parrot. Because when the forest court was established, it was him who determined who was wrong and who was right. After a while, the biggest animal of the forest family, the elephant, brought 3 little pigs. Porky, Torky, and Gurky jumped off the elephant's back and took their places. Another elephant brought the big bad wolf on his back. The animals, of course, were scared at first when they saw the wolf. And finally, the judge parrot who was going to rule the court also came. He sat on a log that stood higher than everyone else. The animals stood up because of their endless respect for him.
Hello, my forest friends! You can sit in your seats.
While the parrot was reading the notes from the papers in front of him, the mother of the 3 little pigs immediately spoke up. Dear parrot!
Dear parrot!
The wolf, you see, tried to eat my children!
My children!
Please do not speak before the parrot.
If anyone spoke before the parrot would repeat after them. He had to drink water to stop himself.
Silence, please!
Yes, first I'll listen to the complaints from the 3 little piggies.
Hello, dear parrot. My name is Gurky, the youngest piggy of our family. I lived in a straw house that I made myself. I was very proud of it. But one day, the big bad wolf sneaked up in front of my house and tried to eat me.
No! I object, dear parrot. Dear parrot?
Please do not speak without permission.
Fortunately, the elephant gave the parrot some water with his trunk, and the court was able to continue from where it left off.
Let's continue with the pig family.
Dear parrot, the wolf you see there came in front of my wooden house and tried to eat me too.
So we fled to our brother Porky to save our lives.
But the evil wolf did not stop, dear parrot. He came to my house too.
According to the rules of the forest, no one can enter anyone's home without permission or unannounced.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
It's a shame.
Definitely, it's not acceptable at all.
The parrot slammed his gavel on the table to silence those who were making noise.
Silence! Everyone needs to be heard equally, forest animals. So let's listen to what the wolf wants to say.
First of all, hello to all forest animals. You all know me as the big bad wolf. But I am actually a very good wolf.
Wolves who devour little ones are not good.
Wolves who devour little ones are not good.
Please do not speak without permission.
While the parrot was drinking his water, the wolf continued to tell what happened.
The day the incident happened, I got up early in the morning. I had a nice breakfast at home.
What did you eat for breakfast?
I put strawberries between the leaves of the hazelnut tree and ate them, sir. Then I went for a little stroll in the forest. At that time, I saw the straw house made by Pig Gurky. The house did not look like a solid house at all. I was afraid that it would collapse in an instant and the little piggy would fall under the straw. So, I looked in and told the pig this house was not solid. When he didn't believe me, I said, I will blow and puff and destroy your house. Then you'll understand me.
Then you blew and puffed and destroyed his house, or what?
Yes, sir. So I proved to the pig who didn't believe me that his house was not safe. Then I saw a tiny wooden hut a little further away. When I got closer, I realized that this place was not solid either. Moreover, this time there were 2 pigs in it. Yes, that was my house, and my brother was afraid.
My brother was
afraid of you and came to me.
afraid of you and came to me.
I beg you, don't interrupt anyone.
Sorry, Lady Chicken.
You can keep telling, Wolf.
Look, this hut is not solid. I'll blow and puff and destroy your house, I said through the window, and I blew. The hut was also destroyed.
So you blew and puffed to show that the house these 2 little piggies built would hurt them?
Yes, dear parrot.
And the piggies thought you destroyed their houses to eat them.
Yes, dear parrot, he was gonna eat us.
The parrot wanted to think carefully about what the pig said and what the wolf had said. For this, he took off towards the sky and landed on a cloud. This was his place of reflection. Meanwhile, the animals waiting in the forest were talking about who was right and who was wrong.
I think the piggies are telling the truth. I've never seen a good wolf before.
I think the wolf is telling the truth. Why would he want to eat the piggies when he's full?
Yeah, right. Definitely, of course.
Finally, the parrot made a decision and floated down the cloud of reflection. He landed on top of the log again. Everyone was excited to hear the decision of the parrot.
I came to a decision by thinking according to the rules of the forest. Right, Lady Chicken. In our forest life, we have never seen a wolf doing good.
We've never seen it, never.
Yes, we've never seen it.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean wolves can't be good.
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I thought, actually, hazelnut trees and strawberries don't grow in our forest.
Aha, yes, it's true.
There are no hazelnut trees or strawberries in our forest.
The wolf, who even lied about what he fed himself with, has definitely acted wrong in this incident. My decision is for the wolf to build a new and sound home for the 2 little piggies. In this way, as the only wolf who has done good in the forest, he will be an example to other wolves.
Thanks, dear parrot.
The trial of the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf is over!
Thus, all the animals in the forest understood who was right and who was wrong. After that day, everyone continued to live in peace and happiness by following the forest rules.
Once upon a time, there lived 3 piglets with their mother in a small house. It was time for them to leave their home and learn to live on their own. Their mother called the 3 piglets next to her. My dear children, the time has come for you to go out into the world. Go and start your new lives. But don't ever forget, whatever you do in this world, do the best you can. This is the only and the best way to stay alive. A little sad with a bit of excitement, the 3 little piglets said their goodbyes to their mummy and were on their way. After a while, they found some piece of land where they could build their own home. The youngest piglet was determined to build his home with straw. He thought this was the easiest and the fastest way to build a home. That way, he had heaps of time to play. The youngest of them all finished his house in one day. He yelled out to the other piglets, "Hey, you guys, I'm already finished!" The eldest piglet had a look at the house.
Okay, but this house doesn't look steady at all. How will we protect ourselves from the wolf?
The youngest piglet didn't take any notice of his brother. Don't worry, nothing will happen.
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you.
The middle piglet decided to make his house out of wood. From the branches he had collected in the woods, he decided to build a little cubby house. His house took exactly 3 days to finish. This house was a bit more steady than the one with straw. The eldest piglet walked over towards him.
My dear brother, you've done a great job, but this doesn't look safe at all. Is this house going to protect us from the wolf?
The middle piglet answered, "Don't worry, this house is very safe."
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you.
While the two little piglets were having a great time in their newly built homes, the eldest of them all was constantly working because he was building a home from bricks and rocks. The other piglets thought that his effort was useless. All they did was play around and kill time.
Why would you bother with this when you can quickly finish like we have? How scared is he?
The eldest piglet didn't bother listening to them. He worked for 1 whole week and managed to finish his house made out of bricks and rocks. A day later, a hungry wolf arrived near their home. He first stood in front of the house made of straw. The little piglet was resting in his house made of straw. The wolf knocked on the door.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't do anything to me. My house is steady enough.
And so the wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew his house in. But with great effort, the little piglet managed to get away. And off he ran over to his brother's house made from tree branches. He knocked on the door, and when the middle piglet opened the door, the little piglet threw himself inside the house.
Hey, close the door. The wolf can come in here. Don't worry, he can't do anything to us in this house.
After a while, the wolf came by the second piglet's wooden house and yelled inside.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't blow my house in.
And so the wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew his house in and brought it down. Both piglets ran to the third piglet's house and barely got away from the wolf.
Brother, the wolf is going this way. What are we going to do?
The oldest piglet answered, very sure of himself.
Don't worry. The wolf cannot come in this house.
A little later, the starving wolf came by the third piglet's house of bricks and stone and yelled to the 3 piglets.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
Don't you even try, you bad wolf. You cannot come in this house.
The wolf got very angry. He huffed and puffed, but nothing happened. He could not bring his house down. He tried and tried, but he couldn't move one single brick. Finally, being exhausted, the wolf decided to try another way to go in. He saw the chimney up on the roof and started to climb. Realizing that the wolf was going to climb up on the roof and come down the chimney, the piglet quickly lit up the fireplace right under the chimney and put a big bucket of water on the wood. The wolf barely climbed up the chimney and threw himself in. and went straight into the boiling bucket.
Help! Help! I'm burning! Save me! Help!
Finally, being free from the wolf, the piglets hugged each other with joy. The 3 piglets went to their mother's house the next day to tell her all that had happened. The youngest one came next to his mother.
You were right, Mummy. Whatever we did in this world, we have done it to our best. If you really work for something, it will be a success.
From that day on, the 2 piglets were never lazy. They worked hard like their big brother and lived a happy and safe life.